What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Ducks and Download. In this amazing figure review, we have the Force Spirits, Anakin Skywalker, Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Force Ghosts, Return of the Jedi series. Now, I know a lot of people were a little upset that this didn't come with a Sebastian Shaw swappable head. Hopefully one day soon we will get a Sebastian Shaw, though. So apologies for the reflection. I don't normally keep them in these giant boxes like this, but what an amazing box. I just wanted to talk about this before we started to open things. It even has like this awesome bit on the top that shows all of the 40th anniversary exclusive figures that are on cardback. On the back of the box, we have this amazing photo. I might honestly just cut this out and keep this because it's such an amazing still from that moment. This is definitely the classic packaging that a lot of people had in the younger years. On both sides, you can kind of see it just has this continuation of the same art. A nice little pop logo here is a very retro style. But the figures inside, guys, that's where the real money is. So let's go ahead. Let's start cracking this thing open because I am so excited to get into these figures. It was extremely hard for me to decide if I was actually going to open them or not because I know they're so gorgeous. And it didn't get any better when I found out the cards are unpunched. I am in no means a in-card collector, but they're just, it almost seems like you have to. Alright guys, this is my first time pulling these out. So here's my first reaction to these, and I'm so blown away by how absolutely gorgeous all of these are. I mean, absolutely stunning. Yeah, guys, these are truly some very amazing figures. The card backs are absolutely gorgeous, and the art is so stellar. A nice light blue pill there really pops with the aesthetic of the light blue kind of like cloak they're wearing. And then, of course, as you get to their feet and hands, they will entirely be see-through white to really give that ghost visage. All right, this one here, again, unpunched card. That's what made this so hard for me to start deciding to tear these open. But first here we have Yoda, an absolutely gorgeous card back. I love that little smirk on his face. Love this scene from Return of the Jedi. This is the newest sculpt for Yoda, and honestly, I really think this one is a much more appropriate size than his original Dagobah sculpt. Matter of fact, once we unbox this guy, let's make sure to compare the two. Oh. Alright, and there we are with little Yoda. Even the cane has this awesome blue treatment on it. Alright everyone, and in hand, I have to agree, this is definitely, without any doubt, one of the most absolutely stellar Yodas I have ever had. Just in hand, he feels so amazing. Everything has its own really good articulation, even for being such a small figure. The legs articulate really nicely. The head and whole upper body has a nice little swivel joint to it. This almost golden style of sparkly chemise, almost cloak he's wearing is really cool. You can see brown kind of like upper torso body that then will lead into a clear legs and arms. It's a little hard to see on this one, but you might be able to see. Yeah, there we go. Yep, it kind of has that purplish blue hint to it. Gives it that Force Ghost vibe. And honestly, guys, now looking at it, what a crazy vast size difference. This, of course, being the latest Dagobah Yoda. This being now the new Yoda. This one, of course, is going to be, since he's at the height of his age, he has shrunk a little bit more. He's smaller than he would have been, but an absolutely stellar figure. And I really like the articulation and movement on this guy more. This one, he felt a little too tall. You know, Yoda's supposed to come up to almost like under the knee calf level on a lot of people, and this Yoda comes up to about hip level. Now this one, this is what I hope for future molds for Yaddle, for Yoda. It's just an absolutely stellar piece and a very good face sculpt as well. Truly an amazing figure. I am so excited for the future of the Yoda figures, and honestly, again, I really hope they could use this for a Yaddle. All I gotta do is put more hair on the top. Next, let's crack open the Obi-Wan Kenobi Force Spirit. Much more blue on this one, whereas Yoda's Force Ghost is a more goldish style of like robing. This one has that nice blue robe around it, and the plastic towards the hand and feet actually goes a bit more blue than clear like with Yoda. I honestly almost prefer the clear look though, with that golden chemise. It to me looks better, but I can understand why the blue, because it gives off that nice blue hue that you can see from around the ghosts in the original movies. Now, I do kind of wish they had done a little different with the face here. This looks identical to the Vintage Collection Obi-Wan Kenobi face sculpt here. And as you can see here, he has a nice little smile. This is a very joyous scene. This is when all the Force ghosts have reunited. So I would have hoped for a bit more of a smirk on the Obi-Wan Kenobi face here, but that stern, you know, mentor vibe is, I mean, that is who Obi-Wan was for us in the original trilogy anyway. All right, let's pop this one open. Definitely one of my favorite things about the style of card backs is how much easier it is to get the figure out. And you know, I gotta say, I understand why they don't come with lightsabers, because why would a Force ghost need a weapon? But it is a little strange to unbox all these Jedi and none of them have a lightsaber. Here you can see the hand a little bit better. It does almost become more clear than I even thought it did, so that blue is definitely doing its job and giving it that nice blue tint everywhere. Really awesome figure though. Great sculpt. The underrobes are actually different between him and Anakin, which that was nice. There's this nice silverine pearlescent paint. You can put it over his face if you really want to go deep. Doesn't look bad with the hood, but it almost looks too Grandma Babushka-y. Again, another very stellar figure. And not to mention a great face sculpt, great sculpt on the body, the robes being just slightly different between Yoda to Obi-Wan to Anakin. I absolutely love it. This blue robe to go against the gold one of Yoda, it really kind of shows this nice difference between the two of them. I prefer the gold robe now that I'm looking at them both in the light, but I can see why they wanted to go with the blue robe for the taller figures. Sadly, it seems the original recording got corrupted, guys, but don't worry, I'm still super hyped about these. As you can tell, of course, I opened Anakin Skywalker. Sadly, I don't have that one on video, but the card back still looks amazing. It was a very beautiful visage of Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker. To move on to the figure, it is an absolutely stellar figure. This one is the cream of the crop to me, and why I happily saved this review for last. This figure is stunning. The way that they've actually been able to get the hair to have that nice purpley pearlescent glow to it, the face with that lovely smile, and I think one of the best Hayden Christensen faces we've had in a long time. Almost gives off a bit of an older vibe, and this can make a really great repaint for a older Anakin Skywalker, a bit more matured figure. The scar even looks really good on the eyebrow there. Just an absolutely great figure. The blue robe just really shines well. Again, a different robe than we see with Obi-Wan. His robe has these little tassels put into it. You can kind of see there, and then also the way that they overlap underneath with the under tunic is different as well. Same basic design back here, of course. The hood makes him look very silly, so we'll keep that hood off. The nice blue to almost a clear purplish hand with a nice sparkly robe over it. And again, guys, just an absolutely great figure. I am so happy to have this one out of the entire set. Altogether, I cannot complain. This set is definitely a 10 out of 10 in my eyes. The articulation's a little weak on all of them because of these heavy robe joints, but you're not really, you know, these figures aren't meant to be running around doing a whole lot besides giving advice. They're Force ghosts. I'm really happy with them, and I'd love to hear what you guys think down below. Don't forget to also like and subscribe. I mean, we have things like the potential to have Snips and Anakin rehash their fight on Malachor. We could get Anakin telling Ahsoka how it's not her fault and how things were saved and how his children were right and he was able to be redeemed, and how emotionally charged that would be. Or we could even reenact one of my absolute favorite scenes from the Shadow of the Sith book, where Force Ghost Anakin is summoned through the Force to protect his son Luke Skywalker on Exegol from dark-side wraiths. Truly, what an amazing set of figures, guys. I could not be happier with this set and how they all came out. Now, of course, for the shelf shot. Alrighty, guys, now to make space, I had to completely reorganize all of it. But There you can see the Force Ghosts in the back, chilling and residing over their Jedi kingdom, helping those with the Force and hanging out with the creator and his apprentice as they watch over all the Star Wars universe grow and get better. An absolutely amazing set, and the future of the Yoda figures, including Yaddle now, is so much brighter. Thank you all for stopping by, and as always, may the Force serve you well.